Yo, what is up guys, I'm back, got a review for this time. We have this 91 Prime Van Persie. Now, I know I've been very active recently. I've only been posting like once a week maybe. That's purely because I haven't been playing that much, and future starts around the corner, so I'll be banging out loads of reviews then, so I need a little bit of time to, rest before I get burnt out. So, on stats then, so he's 6'2", he's got 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot, he's got high low work rates, and he's left-footed. He's got 85 pace, 94 shooting, 87 passing, 90 dribbling, and 74 physical. So on paper, looks like quite a good striker. I played a few games of Elite Rivals with him, but mostly it was champs. I'll explain why afterwards. On traits, he's got the flair trait, and he's also got the outside the fortress trait, which is very, very nice. I played him in the 4-4-2 alongside Vinicius at striker. He didn't really play anywhere else, because I feel like he's only a striker, and he's built to be a striker. But I'll speak about like chem styles, stuff like that, on the positive negative side of things after clips. If you do enjoy the clips or want to see more, please do subscribe. I'm trying to hit 3,000 subs by the end of the year, so help me towards that. I really appreciate it. But I've nothing more to say, so enjoy and peace.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me, hold your hand while the pain was over, keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear, like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me, hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. for me. That's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
So on to my overall thoughts about the card, what I think chem styles are best, what position you should play him and all that kind of stuff. So my overall thoughts on the card then, honestly, not the best. I don't really think this guy's amazing. I got told a lot of good things by other reviews from this baby card, how it's such a good finisher. Now, this card, right, I played him in Rivals at the start, and I think I played like 2 or 3 games. I won 2 of them, but I really struggle with this card because he's just 6'2", and as you see by agility, he's not really the most like twisty, turny kind of player. That's what I love this year, and that's like, to win in Elite, you'd need them kind of players. So it's quite frustrating to use at times, and that's why I had to change to foot champs, otherwise he wouldn't be scoring as much, and it would take me like about 20 to 30 games to get maybe like 20 something clips. So that was a little bit frustrating at times, to be honest. The pace for me, again, a little bit frustrating. It didn't really necessarily feel slow, but like people like Kimpembe and stuff like that would start pacing, so it's just a little bit frustrating because then you pay so much for a card. Now next for me is his shooting. Now generally speaking it was actually quite good. This was obviously going to be his best aspect. It's like the banker this is. But he would actually miss quite a few times, to be honest. Like he would miss a surprising amount considering he has got 94 finishing base. One really nice aspect about it was his tap positioning. So with you getting behind instructions, he would make outside runs and then inside runs as well, depending on what obviously you want him to do. Like when you trigger it with L1, he will make either run, and it maybe like make both runs at the same time to confuse the defender. So that was really nice about the card, and obviously you can use the manual runs as well if you wanted to, which is both joysticks down. Now the passing for me didn't really have many opportunities to showcase it. When I did, it was just a nice little switch across to the like left mid and right mid because I play a 4-4-2. So generally speaking, the long passing is decent along with the vision. Allows him to finesse it really nicely. As you see in one of the clips, he had it on his right foot, he just bent it top bins because of that curve. Would also be nice to have the finesse shot trait, but generally it's not too bad. Now as I talked about, the dribbling, it's not really the best. The agility is quite bad. The balance is awful. Like I'm going to straight up say the balance is awful. And if you have bad balance, you really want like high strength or high aggression to try and like counteract it and stuff. But he doesn't really. The strength he still like gets pushed off by most centre backs, and the aggression just isn't there. The rest of the aspects, the ball control is really good, to be fair. The reactions are decent. The composure is very nice, and the actual dribbling stats okay, but because of the agility, it kind of like brings it down a little bit. Now, again, this is frustrating because he's very tall. He doesn't have that like agility kind of thing. You want him to be like an aerial threat, which he isn't necessarily. As you see, 69 jumping with the 80 hand accuracy, again, isn't really the best. And another stat that isn't really the best again is his stamina. Now, although it was at 79 stamina because his work rate will last you all game, he might die off like an extra time, and because obviously he's not really the fastest of cards already, is a little bit frustrating at times. But some of my overall thoughts on the card. Now let's go to overall scores. So on to my overall scores about the card then. Now, as I told about, this card was very frustrating at times, and he wasn't really the most outstanding of cards. So we'll go through it then. So first for me is the pace. Now, as I talked about, at 6'2", he's not going to feel fast. He's not actually that fast. Which may be right if you want to play him like Cam or something like that, because he's not really the fastest, but that stamina doesn't allow you to. So overall for the pace, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, and that's pushing it, to be honest. It should realistically be a 6, but I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 just because it was okay at times, especially with the engine. Now the shooting for me, generally speaking, quite decent. Obviously not like, as I talked about, it's not really like top tier. He would miss quite a few easy chances, which did frustrate me at times. So overall, I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10. Even though I disrespected, that is his best attribute by far, his shooting, and he will probably finish most things if you put him on a plate for him. Now the passing, as I talked about, as a striker you're not really going to have like many opportunities to showcase it because it's going to be the finisher. But overall for the passing, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I don't really think it's bad, but I don't think it's amazing. Now this is where I get kind of frustrated with the card. The dribbling, now he has good attributes like the actual dribbling start, the ball control, the reactions and the composure, but the top two just weigh it down so badly. So overall for the dribbling, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I know it's very harsh considering it's only 2 stats to bring it down, but they are 2 vital stats in FIFA, and you do really, really need them. Now, on to physicals. So, the air ability isn't really the best, the stamina isn't really the best, the strength again isn't really the best, and the aggression is awful. So overall for that, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I just don't see myself giving any more than that. It's really just quite bad, to be honest. Now, value for coins then. So coming in at around 500k, do I think it's worth it? Absolutely not. I think people like Alisson Jr. would be so much better than this card. So I would probably stay away from this card unless you need an icon. But even then, they're so much better for the price, to be honest. And if you do want me to suggest them, I'll suggest them in the comments for you. But generally, just stay away from this card unless you're like a Man United fan or an RVP fan, like a die-hard one I'm talking. Because other than that, this card just isn't really cutting it for me. So that's it, but for my overall score for him then, I'm going to give him a 6.2 out of 10. That is quite generous, to be honest, considering like what time of year it is. He is still a really good finisher, and he will be the whole year, because there's not really much better you can really improve on that, maybe finesse shot trade and stuff like that, but generally speaking, he's just so lacklustre in some aspects that you really need him to be. So overall, I would stay far away from this card if possible, to be honest. But that's all for my review. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, it's quite a disappointing one that I had to give him quite low scores, to be honest. But I'm a real reviewer. I'm not going to be one of them ones. I'm not going to fire shots at the community. But some of them just give good scores no matter what. So I'm going to be real. This card's not really cutting it for me. Maybe it will be for you, but in Elite, you just can't for me. So sorry. But I've got nothing more to say. So I'll see you in the next review. And peace out, guys.